this month's Fashion Fix. And Danny, you were away recently on a buying trip in Copenhagen. Now, I know from experience and from talking to you that the seasons are always one step ahead. So you were probably buying for spring, summer of 26, were you?
Yes, spring, summer of 26, yeah. Sometimes I get confused because we're getting rid of the summer stuff at the moment. The autumn stuff is coming in. Buying for next spring, summer, it's all happening in the same couple of weeks. But I love it. The fair in Copenhagen Fashion Week was just amazing. Minute we got off the plane, it was just go, go, go. Appointments and seeing new labels, seeing new designs, speaking to the designers, speaking to the owners of the company. Brilliant and full of inspiration as well.
So at these events, because I know a few people in the retail business like yourself who are in clothes, like, you go to these events and it's a view with seeing stuff that you think would go down with your customers and buying in advance.
The way I do it is I think of Mary or Betty or Elizabeth or whoever who's coming into me. If they're looking for casual or if they're looking for smart casual, I think, will they buy it? Would this be interesting to them? That's the way I would look at it. And again, keeping an open mind and bringing along their fashion wardrobe a bit more, right, this is slightly different, the design, the print, the cut, would it suit their bodies? It's all that you're looking for, and also looking for the new big thing would be the big thing when you go buying. And even though Copenhagen and Denmark and northern countries might have a trend, that doesn't mean to say that trend is going to be any good here in Ireland, because I think in Ireland we have our own unique style that sometimes other countries don't get or have.
And why Copenhagen? I notice you go there every year.
I do. The reason being it is so open. Going down the catwalks, you might have someone in a wheelchair, you might have someone that is of colour, that might have another disadvantage, that might have only one leg. They see fashion for everyone. It isn't just for the skinny model, that skinny white model. It is for every colour, every race, whether you're disabled, not disabled. It's just so open. And again, it is just the openness of it and the inclusion of everyone, which fashion should be.
And do they have a big retail industry over there, big clothes industry?
They do, but they're very clever in their buying. They only believe in buying maybe 1, 2 or 3 things a year, but making sure it is a good design and it's of good quality.
Yeah, and will work with everything else in your wardrobe.
Yeah, to work with everything. And that's what was coming through again. It was coming back where the collections were saying, you might have got this last year, the year before, this will fit in perfect with the wardrobe. They're really thinking in advance. And you do get the feeling that the show is getting greener and more environmentally friendly. Fashion, and what I noticed as well were the furs this year were gone from the massive collections that they had in the hall. Like the halls, should I say. The Bella Centre had 1,600 stalls or stands where you met people, and they're not. Some of the stalls would be as big as the studio, if not 3 or 4 times the size. So there is a lot of work to be got through with them.
A lot of industry people meeting up. Well, look, aside from all that, Danny, your head for those couple of weeks was in next year, but I want you to focus a bit today about what's in for autumn, winter. And I actually did a little bit of research myself because I was curious. I love autumn fashion. I think it's the nicest time of the year for fashion. And am I right in saying a lot of 80s styles are back?
There is, yeah, the double denim and the floral, some of the florals or whatever are coming back. I have one here and it's like really stepping back into the 80s. And it's that, I won't say, what's the word? It's a French word. It is, it'll come back to me. But it's all that stuff, whether it'll be knitwear. Yeah, the real 80s, early 90s are coming back with
and even shoulder pads, big shoulders are coming back.
Bigger the better.
Yeah.
Bigger the better. And the other colour that's coming in, we won't be eating it, but we'll be wearing it as chocolate.
Chocolate, yes, that's
chocolate
everywhere.
Big.
Yeah.
It's starting to come in. But what the clever thing is, going into seeing the future, there's going to be a lot of chocolate brown in linens and stuff for next spring, summer as well. So buying the brown is going to take you all the way through.
Yeah, and brown is actually, do you remember a couple of years ago when it came in, the expression was brown is the new black, but it really is this winter. It's back in a big way, but specifically chocolate brown.
Chocolate brown. And again, the other colour that's coming through is your wine. It's going to be your burgundy. All those colours are in lovely, real, awesomey, almost winter colours. I won't give away everything that's coming in because you won't know what will hit you, but it's also texture. Look at the wonderful texture on this. It is.
This is just describe it for the listeners.
Right, for all intents and purposes, it's an over glorified bolero jacket, and it has all this like rose petal going through the material. Embro would be a nice way of putting it, and it would have the string ties on it. Again, some people don't like them, other people love them, but that's a trend and they're not for everyone. But again, you've the long sleeves, and again, you can see that the sleeves, which is unusual with a jacket like this, it is lined in the inside. But it's the colour is like that plummy, winey colour. Hopefully the cameras will pick it up.
Lovely
nicely.
for the autumn.
Lovely. And again, you can team it with, dare I say, your winter whites or creams. Even for this time of year, we're entering the, look at that with the cream. Isn't that gorgeous? A lovely way of picking it up. Add a cream or a winter white cami inside it to brighten it up. Same with the chocolate browns.
And are we starting to see autumn looks coming into the shops already?
They have. I'm afraid to say I've had my first drop a month ago of autumn stuff.
And would people be buying them? Because I think at the moment, like, because the temperatures have been so hot, I think people are probably saying, I couldn't even be thinking
Deirdre,
about.
I'm in shock.
Really?
I've actually gone for reorders of some of them already.
Of your autumn stuff?
Yeah, particularly this is one that we're in our second, and I'm trying to see if I can get a third round of it.
Describe this.
This is like a vintage print where you have your black, but you also have your cream florals with a bit of chocolate brown, a bit of khaki going through it. Short sleeves, you can wear it now. But again, the bottom of this is curved, so it gives that lovely finish to the bottom and to your tummy area. But again, it's this floral. It looks nothing on the hanger. Put it on the body and everyone is running out with it. It is just stunning. Again, you can wear your black, your chocolate brown, or dare I say it, your winter white or cream underneath it. And it has a round neck with a button opening at the back. But it's...
And that's flying off the shelves.
Flying off the shelves.
Yeah, just to remind people that we are taping this as usual, filming this as usual. We'll be up on our Facebook page at some point.
But it has the short sleeve, and then they came in other colours as well, and they were a budget-friendly price as well, which helps. But again, that's the same top, but in a different plain colour, because not everyone likes the prints. But that print that I just showed you there is a particularly fabulous print on, do you know? And it's the cut of the garment as well, where it is slightly dipped at the front and at the back, and you have your curve at the end side, so you're showing more of your legs, so it doesn't shorten you either, do you know? A simple top, but it's packed with loads of style, would be the best way to put it.
Okay. So another thing I noticed as well when I was doing a bit of research on this, that the boots that are coming in for the autumn, they're like those slouchy pirate boots that were big in the 80s as well.
Just like Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots,
yeah,
but pirate
would be
boots.
the way, pirate boots. Again, some of them are at the ankle and then more of them are mid-calf, but the people that are really daring are the ones over the knee when it comes down to it. And again, it's down to everyone's taste and stuff like that. I know some of us might have worn it the first time during the 80s and you have to question, do I really? But that's going to the extremes.
Yeah.
But you can still work it into the wardrobe.
Did you ever go around dressed a bit like Adamant back in the day?
Yeah, without the ribbons in the hair, but there were a couple of marks there. But again, it was supposed to be for fancy dress, but it was really... The jacket, definitely, that kind of jacket that was going on. Yeah, I think
it was almost like a military jacket.
Yeah, military with the buttons and the lines or whatever. Yeah, I'm afraid to say. If it was in, Dan was wearing it. But I wonder where that jacket is now, though. Yeah.
It's all, well, look, as they say, it's all coming back. Fashion is so cyclical. It's all coming back again.
Yeah.
A couple of questions for I know. We will come back to talk more about autumn fashion. Texter says, Deirdre, early October wedding. Any ideas or colours?
Again, we're talking about the lovely pinks, the wines, dare I say, the chocolate. Again, for a lot of weddings now, what is really coming in are trouser suits, or trouser suits with a twist. And this is one of them here. I'll just separate that out.
That's not your traditional trouser suit,
it's
I suppose.
Not.
Yeah.
Again, it's like going back to a bit of Dynasty or whatever, where you had your tunic and trousers. It is a long tunic, but again, the weight is cut across. I'm going to stand up here for the people that are going to view it on the thing. This is like a tunic. You can see there is a crossover at the front and at the back. We added on a necklace just to elongate the person.
Yeah.
And we've a matching trousers.
And the trousers are kind of loose.
They're loose, fully elasticated, and they've a wide enough leg, but they're not over flared either.
And that's kind of a mud colour.
It is. It's more of a taupey. Different designers have different colour. Some people would call it mud, like you said. Some people will call it earth. But then again, where the designers are, different people have different earth and soil conditions. Well, that's my way out of it.
So that would take you to a wedding?
That would take you to a wedding. I've actually had loads of people that have taken off with that for weddings, particularly if a wedding is on in the same place as the reception is.
So you can just...
Because you need something.
You don't need to go out from the church in the cold and go back to a venue. All in the one venue.
If you do for Christmas, just add on a bit of faux fur over it, and it'll give you the warmth.
Yeah. Speaking of which, there's loads of fur in this faux fur.
Yeah, faux fur. It's important to say faux fur.
Yeah.
It's environmentally more friendly. You're not killing an animal, but it's stunning on, and it's like that 1950s Hollywood star is what they're mimicking there. Can you imagine that with a lovely chocolate brown faux fur? It would be gorgeous.
That would be stunning, absolutely. Listener says, Danny, I have a wedding in December. When should I go shopping?
Give it about another 3-4 weeks. If you're going for a wedding now for October, November, now's the time to start looking, and give it another week or two for December, January, February.
And is it true that all the good stuff has kind of gone early?
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Right. I shouldn't say what I'm going to say. I got in a collection this week, and some of the stuff is gone. And I was on to the supplier to order more of it. They haven't got it to give to me. And I said, are you doing second cuts? No, not this year. They're being very, very careful about overproducing. Every company is. It's a bit of uncertainty.
Excuse me.
Your excuse, if that's the right word to say. They're a bit nervous with tariffs and stuff coming in. People are playing it safe. And I suppose I'm keeping it safe as well, because I'm not bringing in piles and piles and piles of stuff either.
Yeah.
Because if the manufacturer isn't taking the risk, why do they expect me to take the risk?
Yeah.
I know that's a kind of a business way of looking at it, but yes, you are right.
So there's a bit of caution in the industry at the moment.
Yeah, there is.
Listener says, ask Danny, why can't I find a trouser suit anywhere?
You can, but it's all down to timing. I know I've fabulous ones coming in again for the spring, summer, but at the moment it's like what I've shown you there. It's kind of relaxed trouser suits, and it's a kind of a modern cut to them.
I think I think that person probably means
a tailored suit,
your traditional blazer and trousers, rather than what you showed us there a second ago, which is a tunic.
Yeah, a tunic, but there will be some of them coming in, but not as much. And what I'm finding, some of the manufacturers will do the jacket and go for, instead of a matching trouser, they'll go for a contrasting trouser.
Okay. Listen, we better take a break. Just to remind people, if you have a style dilemma, great to see questions coming in for Danny, and he's always more than happy to lend his expertise. So send them in on 083 300 3300, or indeed you can phone Brenda on reception on 066 7123 666. Back in a moment. Okay, controversial question, Danny. A listener wants to know, why are clothes so badly made now and of such poor quality? I think that's a bit of a sweeping statement, to be fair.
Yeah, it depends on where you're doing your shopping, and even at that, there's a rush down for the cheapest, and sometimes the quality of material is not what it should be, particularly in fast fashion. That's why we have problems with clothing piles around going into landfill that shouldn't be going into landfill. And badly made, it is the price. People want the cheapest of the cheapest when it comes to clothes. That's why Shein has, I'm going to be political with this, that's why they're destroying the clothing industry. The tweed that's made here in Kerry is not seen as economical anymore, which is a pity, because the quality of the tweed that's made here in Kerry is far superior to any bit of cloth you will get anywhere else. It is dumbing down of the clothing. People want the cheapest t-shirt, they want the cheapest dress, and that's what's after happening. It's being fought back again at the moment. It's like in Copenhagen, it is buy little but buy quality, so that the wardrobe won't be wearing it, you'll be wearing it. But it's this cheap throwaway, the Zara's, the whole lot. Zara's will come in, they'll copy something a designer will do, make it of cheap material. It is not the same as what they're after copying. But that's what is after happening. People are in. It's like at one stage where our food was very cheap. It's not cheap anymore. But that's what the populations wanted, and that's what the manufacturers are answering for. But me, myself, I try to go for the best quality at the right price, which isn't always right. I prefer for people to pay a couple of more euro to get that quality that will last again and again. I totally agree with the lady. Some places aren't making the quality of clothes that should be made.
So buy good quality stuff, less of it maybe, but
Yes.
get the best you can afford.
In the long term, it's price per wear. People are forgetting one or two wears and it's chucked. Whether it goes into the bin, whether it goes to the charity shop is brilliant, because it's creating that circular economy. But if you have bought something cheap, that isn't going to be carried on, because no one wants to buy rubbish at the end of the day, whether it is brand new or second hand. You just have to think, and everyone has to think, of paying a couple of euro extra for better quality.
Yeah, that said though, Danny,
people are on budgets.
People are on budgets.
We are in a
cost of living crisis. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, a lot more people are swapping clothes as well, and the hand-me-downs and the hand-me-ups are as popular as ever. It's more trendy to do it now.
I would worry about the young people and their attitude to fashion. Now, I know not all young people, and in fairness, a lot of young people are very planet conscious and environmentally aware. But I think the thing with social media is you buy a dress and, inevitably it ends up on your social media, and they don't want to be seen twice in the same dress.
But the trick about that, in my argument, is if you style it different, you can make it look different, so you can get an extra wear out of it. That, I've been seen on such a thing. Grand, you've been seen on such a thing. Why can't you present it a different way? It's like that sewing bee that's going on in the BBC programme at the moment. They are taking stuff that someone might have had already and making it look different. You can always style something different, whether it is a jacket or, you can add on brooches, you can add on details to
Scarves
it.
and things,
Scarves.
yeah.
You know, you can make it your own. And I think the idea of the one wear is gone. That is that.
Listener says, Deirdre, I love trouser suits, but I need a larger jacket than the trousers, and they never sell the top and bottom separately. And I know a lot of women that are actually shaped like me, so they can't get the suits.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Even for next spring, summer, and even for some of the suits I had in during the summer, you could get a bigger jacket and you could get smaller trousers. But a lot of the manufacturers think everyone are the ruler, where they're the same size on top as the bottom. But as a retailer, I'm very conscious of it, and I suppose I'm trying to make more of an effort to get the suits where I can break up, rather than having been dictated by the manufacturers that they have to be sold, as I said.
Talk to us about what else is in for the autumn. I just made a few notes myself when I was, as I say, when I was Googling this. One thing I wrote down was cow print. That's massive.
Massive, yeah.
A print, a dress or a t-shirt, whatever, that looks like the
It's like
Frisian
the black and white cow. Yes, yeah.
Or brown
Big
and
time.
white.
Yeah, brown and white. I try to keep away from that a small bit. I try to go for more of, dare I say, the trend where there was more colours going through it, because I found the black and white zebra from the summer was overdone. This is the way I've done my buying, and I think a lot of customers will think the same way. Oh, I got black and white already. This is like the animal print, but it's a bit like, again, a different variety of Frisian cows, or, you know, a cousin of theirs, where you have the same patches, but you've a bit more colour going on with it. Yeah, you're dead right. The cow print is going to be.
And I also wrote down velvet jewel tones, but you kind of touched on that.
Which we kind of touched on. And I was going to save that for the winter
we'll come back to
side of
that.
it. Because again, it's a bit warm out there, and I know one or two people go, it's sweltering. Why are they talking about this? But again, what I would say to people, there are a lot of people that are well focused and well organised, and they're looking for stuff now.
Yeah, exactly.
And the advice going through. This weather could be gone next week.
It could, and we could be back to looking for our winter coats. You never know in Ireland.
Yeah.
What about handbags and accessories for the autumn?
Oh,
What's
massive again. The snoods are big in. Dangly earrings are in. Jewel colours with them are also in. And more kind of, what I say, 'tis more cottagey, where the earrings are unusual. They're big. They're different shapes. The accessories are going to be bigger than some of the clothing trends coming through, because again, the people are going to use their accessories to make things look different.
Okay.
You know, that is the secret. Scarves are going to be massive. The textures, as I have said in the clothes, it'll be the same with the scarves. Colour in scarves are going to be a bit brighter as well. There is this lovely fuchsia pink coming through as well. That'll pop with, dare I say, with the chocolate, which is unusual. We'll also have some teal going on with the chocolate. It is just an array of colour, but it gets a bit darker than the usual.
So if somebody wanted to adhere to or follow the chocolate colour trend, what would you advise them to do? Get a jacket maybe?
Get a jacket, or maybe a trousers would be good, and then look for a print, or depending on their lifestyle and again their thing. Get a trousers definitely, get a waistcoat, get a jacket. There's so much going on with it, and it's so much that can be teamed up as well. Even the blue denim is lovely coming through with the chocolate, and with your lovely winey colours like this as well.
Okay. Anything else you want to show us before we finish up, Danny?
This is like another net. I showed them to you during the summer, but these are in the autumny colours, where you throw it over a plain top or even a dress, and that's another way of making a dress look different.
Very
Just
good.
pop it over there. Now, the other thing that I want to say quickly, look, the animal print is back, and I know me holding it, and I have become converted. But what is as well this year, what a lot of the designers are doing, you can swap things around. You can wear this back the front if you want a high neck, and if you want a low neck, turn it around the other way.
Very versatile.
They're being versatile, and that's what fashion's becoming even more again. The other thing, if people want to see a lot of these. There is a fabulous fashion show that's happening tomorrow night in the Rose Hotel. It is for the hospice, but there's some amazing designers and shops, including ourselves, will be there. The after party is brilliant because there is ABBA sisters are singing, and the ABBA music is always uplifting, and there is another tribute act that'll be on, but I'm talking about fashion. Claire Garvey's going to be there. Caroline Mitchell, the knitwear designer, is going to be there. There's going to be Jennifer's hat shop is going to be there. There's also that talented Emporium. Yes, sorry. Oh, Jesus, yeah, you're reading my mind. You're as good as my Anne is. And at times I don't have to even say it and she knows it. The other one is Elizabeth Christina, the milliner from Cork. Her wonderful designs are going to be there. Plus Mango Wardrobe here in Tralee and Killarney. Royals Menswear, but you're going to see what's in, and the stuff for autumn winter is going to be there as well.
Brilliant.
It'll be amazing showpiece.
So the Rose Hotel, what's it called again? Autumn Showcase.
Autumn Showcase.
And it's all in aid of the hospice, which is a great cause, of course. Yes. So that's happening this coming Friday night.
And it's an excuse to get dressed up, to raid your wardrobe, to see what's there as well.
See what you have.
Do you know?
Brilliant, Danny. Thank you so much. Enjoy the fashion show. Enjoy the festival.
I will do.
And we'll talk to you in September. Hard to believe we're talking about September.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to school.
Back to school.
Yeah.
We'll take a break.
Routine.